Recently, I've started to use a new brand of cosmetics for my foundations. It's by a company called Jecca Blac. It's a medium coverage buildable range of products, and I've been so impressed with them. I thought I would reach out to the company to see if I can find out a little bit more about them. And I'm delighted to say that Jessica, the founder of the company, has popped into the studio today to tell us a little bit more about how the company started and why her brand is so good. So it's over to you, Jessica.
We serve and create products for an audience that essentially normally feels fairly overlooked by the beauty industry, which is normally kind of trans females where they have challenges with makeup that maybe cis women don't. For example, be a shadow coverage and contouring to feminize the face and eyebrow blockage and things like that.
Most of the traditional sort of beard covering foundations are quite thick, full coverage. Are yours in that sort of range?
Yeah, so our first product was created called the Crest Conceal palette. So the Crest Conceal palette was designed to cover beard shadow. It can also be used for under eye darkness and acne coverage, scar coverage, and can even cover some tattoos. So basically, I created it because clients demanded that beard shadow coverage, but also wanted something that was quite light on the skin and a buildable coverage. And we are a brand that wants to be for like a wide audience, and we want to be able to have customers to create the coverage that they desire. It's not full coverage, but it's a medium coverage that can be layered.
Okay. Yeah.
And beard shadow, the best way to cover it is to use a technique of colour correcting and concealing. And for customers of mine that were new to makeup, they would find that technique quite complicated and difficult to kind of hack. So we created a kind of palette that was quite easy in the fact that it just has two pans, and it's kind of step one, step two, and so that was our first product.
Because the first one, you basically got a blendable product, the first part of that product being a colour corrector.
First part is a colour corrector and then a concealer next to it. So it's a creamy texture that you can use with a brush or with your fingers. For like a lighter coverage, we would say use your fingers. It's really good to use kind of on the go as well, if you're wanting to touch up during the day. But if you want to build that coverage on your beard shadow, we would suggest using a makeup brush that's probably a bit damp, so it can block the beard shadow easily. So that was our first product that we launched beginning of last year. And then, shall I talk to you about the other products?
Yeah, please do.
And then our next launch was the Sculpt and Soften, which comes in this box. And basically, we hold a focus group that happens 4 times a year, and the focus group is made up of customers of ours. And I go and would say like what kind of products they need and what they think they're needing in their makeup bag. What's their go-to products? Lots of them said that they kind of struggled with the technique of contouring.
Right.
And I think that's the same with a lot of people that aren't makeup artists or have time to really focus on makeup. So it's kind of one of those techniques that people want to conquer, but they don't really know where to start. And I think online as well, there's a lack of education around certain contouring techniques. Like I said earlier about feminizing the face, that's something that isn't discussed as much, especially from a brand's perspective. That isn't really discussed by brands. So we are a brand that does have that kind of conversation with our customer, and that's why we started to create educational packs in our products. So this is the first of hopefully many, and it's a how-to guide that comes with every Sculpt and Soften palette. And it's a 32-page guide, basically. It talks to you about how to contour. And it goes from the very start of like why you should contour, because obviously lots of clients would be confused on what would be the point. Like if you're very new and you don't even know what contouring is, why would you even need it? So it goes from that, and then it goes through every step. And really, I find online a lot of the contouring maps and techniques are all very generic, and like it's all very one fits all, but it's not the case at all. And this is what the booklet teaches you about, like how you identify kind of how you can contour for your own needs. Not everyone obviously will use the same technique. And then obviously it comes with the palette, and the palette is a contouring palette. We have 3 shades, and light, medium and dark, and it comes with a sculpting shade and a softening shade. And again, it's creamy textured. It's obviously a different texture to the Crest Conceal, but it's more of a blendable coverage. So it's really easy to use if you're kind of new to the contouring technique. But then again, it's also really good to use if you're, contouring all the time.
How would I know which one to select, which shade out of the 3?
So it's the same with the Crest Conceal. We have shades. I think we have 6 shades in the Crest Conceal. So online, we sell mainly online, and we have a way of gaining free samples, so you can kind of get some free samples online, or we have some really good kind of matches that you can use, some model matches, some swatches, and we also say if you're struggling with picking a shade, you can send like a selfie, or if you don't want to send a selfie, you can just send like kind of your jawline, just so we can match it through images. So that's how we can help you with finding your perfect shade.
And how do they find you online? What's the URL?
So it's jeccablac.com, and I'm assuming they will put a link down below. Yeah, so it's jeccablac.com online, and then we're Jecca Blac on all social media as well.
Super.
Yeah. Then I'll tell you on to our last product, which is lipsticks. So then for Pride, we brought out lipsticks that are our first step into bright colour cosmetics. So we have 4 shades, and they're in an iridescent packaging, and they were for Pride. So they're a collaboration with Switchboard, which is an LGBT helpline charity. So £1 for every lipstick goes to Switchboard. So that was our latest launch, and then we've got a few exciting launches in the next few months.
So how long have you been going?
So the makeup lessons in the Safe Space studio started in 2015, and then we launched the makeup products in 2018.
So what inspired you to get into this, particularly into the cosmetics?
Because because when I was younger, I was always artistic, so I would always love like kind of mixing colour and things like that, but I wasn't strongly into beauty. I was more into like art, so I like prosthetics, and that's what I went to train in Ealing Film Studios as someone that was for film and TV, prosthetics makeup artist. And then I got into working with the trans communities through kind of having family and friends in the LGBT community that understood that was a need for people started approaching me basically asking for makeup lessons, and I went to family and friends and understood that was something that was a need. So for people that were first learning about makeup for the first time, it was definitely something that I guess is a challenge, isn't it, for many. So that's when I started Jecca. That's how I started doing makeup lessons.
It's a bold jump to invest in producing your own cosmetics. Whereabouts are they made? In the UK or overseas?
In the UK.
Oh wow! And any particular sort of animal free or cruelty free?
Yeah, so they're vegan and cruelty free.
Ah.
Yeah, that's also a really important part of product, and our brand is to be vegan and cruelty free. Lots of our customers are very kind of demanding on that because it's important. It's really important for me, but also for brands and for the future as well.
So where do you see the brand going in the future? What do you want to achieve?
So we are continuing to expand our makeup product range, and we just want to be the kind of the go-to brand. So if you're loud and proud, basically we want to be that brand that speaks to you more than other brands, makeup brands. So we want to be kind of the number one for that.
So who do you see as your main competition?
I would say that we have a really unique proposal and difference, but I would say that maybe our closest competition is probably theatrical makeup brands, even though that we don't compete with them product-wise, because we are essentially moving away from using makeup as a way to mask yourself. we try and celebrate beauty rather than loads of makeup, if that makes sense, and trying to educate customers to use makeup to enhance your own beauty rather than using it to cover up. So I would say that was because they are currently the brands that are speaking to that audience, but not really. I think, like I say, going back to what I said, like with theatre makeup, they don't necessarily want, like, their intentions aren't that audience, that they're just targeting them through their products because they're thick and high coverage. So
Excellent.
yeah.
Well, thank you for that.
Thanks.
I think probably the best thing to do is to try it out a little bit,
Yeah.
isn't it? So, I mean, if you can do it on somebody like me and make me look reasonable, I think you can do it on anybody. So, are you up for the challenge?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first product that I'm going to use is the Crest Conceal palette in medium 3.0. And then I'm going
Why that particular one?
Because that's your shade.
How did you know that?
Because I know these products like the back of my hand. Yeah, because I know that there's six shades. I sometimes mix them, like to get like more of a match. But I think for today I'm going to try and stick with one, just so it's easier for them to understand. I'm going to use the colour corrector first, and then concealer. So I'm going to go in to cover the beard shadow. There's not much of a beard shadow because you just shaved, but I'm going to do it anyway. And then I'm going to go in with the under eye darkness and then blend it all out with concealer.
Super.
Cool. So I'm using just your standard kind of foundation brush, would you say? And I'm mixing, I'm going to get the concealer, colour corrector, sorry.
So what sort of consistency would you call that?
So it's a cream.
Right.
Everyone always thinks it's a powder, but
it looks like that way, but it's not, obviously.
No, because it's formulated to be oil-free and layered, because it can layer the coverage. It's got a different consistency than, I guess, your normal concealer, but
Well, it's certainly going on easy. I can feel it going on
Yeah, it's really lovely coverage. So what's great about this palette as well, that the pans are very big. The actual pans. So that's because they were designed obviously to cover this large portion of the face. But so they last a long time as well. So that's the colour corrector.
Right. So that's all going on in the beard area.
Yeah. But it always looks a bit strange at first because it's got a different colour. And I'm going to put it under the eye as well. Actually, not. I'll use a smaller brush. That's fine. I'm going to use a smaller brush for the under eye area. So just kind of passing it down right into the eye. Close. I'm going to use it above the eye as well, just to kind of correct the eye area.
So do your products cover the sort of full range of Caucasians?
Yeah. Very light to dark shades. Another brush, just to make it more complicated. And then going with the concealer, I'm going to go on top of the beard shadow and then under the eye and then blend it out nicely for all of the face. So I'm going to start by tapping on top of what I've done instead of rubbing it.
Again, is it cream consistency again?
Yeah, so the same kind of coverage for both.
So you don't have to sort of blend it over or blind it over with powder?
So I would put powder on afterwards, and then do, if you want, another layer of concealer once you've put the powder on that. But that's only if you really need that like full coverage.
So it's kind of described as a medium coverage sort of foundation, buildable. You classify it as durable, so when you got, because obviously if you've got a wig on and things like that, you're a little bit warm. So
that's why it's oil free. So all this is all taken into consideration, because I know lots of people obviously, like you said, like get hot, and that's when powder actually is very useful as well, because powder helps keep it. Well, any cream, powder helps. Do you normally bring makeup right down?
Yeah, I normally take it right the way down to the chest. On this particular occasion, I think we'll do a shorter version. I mean, my impression at this stage is quite lightweight. I can't feel it.
No.
On the face like a canvas, some of the full coverage makeups, that's for sure.
Yeah. And some people prefer that, because if you're not used to the makeup feel, as such, and some people, I mean, personally, I hate the feeling of foundation on my skin. If you're wearing it, every day and stuff, it just gets so irritating.
I think one of the important things is sort of the speed of application as well.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't get a fantastic amount of time to sit in front of the mirror and.
No, of course. I'm just going to get the smaller brush and apply kind of in the smaller areas.
It seems weird to talk about it now at the stage where you're putting it on, but how easy is it to remove as well?
Yeah, yes, it's super easy. Just like wipe, just like make it with nice face wash.
Just traditional makeup remover.
Yeah.
I know with some of the heavier full coverage makeup,
you've got to use oil.
Yeah, you've got to cut through it.
So it's so uncomfortable when someone does this. Isn't it? Like, it's so itchy. So that's the colour the Cracked Conceal finished. Have a look.
It's good density, isn't it? That's even all the way over. I quite like that. Not bad at all.
So that's like the meat. I've done like a lighter coverage, because you haven't really got a beard shadow to cover, but I've done it all over. And then I'm going to go in with the Sculpt and Soften.
Okay.
So I'm going to use another, like this brush, which I actually use for the base, but it's just easier to use this. I'm going to go in with the Sculpt shades of the light Sculpt and Soften palette. And then, again, it's cream, so you can just go in and kind of do a light contour over the face.
So this bit here, you're sculpting in the cheekbones, I'm assuming?
Yeah. So I'm going to do quite light. Just blend it whilst applying it. Some people like to apply then blend after they've done a mapped out, but
yeah, that's my sort of technique really, because I've got
yeah.
goldfish memory, otherwise I never get it even both sides. So you're pushing it into the apple.
Yeah. Sorry, so I'm going from the ear down towards the end of the mouth, but you can see on everyone where the kind of cheek moves, so it's very different for each face. And then I'm going to go in with the temple area, just using a small amount, and bringing it up and round, just around the forehead slightly. And then again on the other side. So it's super easy to blend into the skin, especially on top of the sculptors often, because it's obviously a cream and a cream.
Yeah.
It's easier. And I'm going to just round the jawline here.
You say in your booklet there, it goes through in quite detail which areas to sculpt and contour.
Yeah. So the 30, yeah, it's 32. I mean, it's quite a small booklet, but it's 32 pages long. It was created by myself, being a makeup artist, and Joseph Harwood, who's also very experienced in makeup, and sculpting is one of their strong areas. So on the chin, I'm just going to round that off as well, just a little bit, and then I'm going to get some of the darker shade by the top of the eyebrow, just to push back that bone a bit. Sorry, I'm speaking really quietly because I tend to do that when I do makeup.
No, it's okay. I think I can hear you.
So just using a tiny amount here and then here. And then bringing some down the side of the nose, the tip of the nose, shortening that.
It's funny, when I was taught, it was always called E's and threes.
Really?
Yeah.
What is that, reason trees?
E.
Oh yeah.
Three. Funny how things stick to your memory, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm going to add some just onto the eyelids, just to kind of darken that area. Now I'm going to go in with the lighter shades.
So this really defines the highlighting?
So it defines, yeah. So the highlighter defines the areas that you've contoured. So this is, I am going to map this out just to show the camera. So I'm going to go above and below where I've contoured. Sometimes contouring can be a bit harsh on the nose, so I use highlighter instead of contour. For a few it's fine, but some people can't take it as much, you know.
It depends how big the nose is.
Yeah.
So start to finish, roughly how long would you think it would take?
I mean, I've taken my time a bit to do, but it depends. It depends kind of from this makeover, probably about 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, that's a reasonable time, isn't it?
Yeah, because base sometimes takes the longest, doesn't it? Depends what you do on eyes, though. It all depends, isn't it, on so many things.
Yeah, you got to get your foundation right. It's like a house. Your face will fall to pieces otherwise, isn't it?
Yeah.
So now you're blending.
So I'm blending it out and pushing it into the skin.
And you'd say this is sort of daytime, early evening, or is it okay for?
It's quite light.
Yeah.
So after that, I would go in with some powder.
Fantastic.
Cool.
That's great. Super.
Thank you.
This was the final finish we came up with as a result of Jessica applying the basic foundation with the sculpting and everything else. As I say, I'd definitely give this product a good thumbs up. I would visit their website if I was you, have a look around, and most of all, give it a go. So until next time, bye bye.